Today we'll be calculating compound probabilities of independent events. So we will be calculating more than one probability, and the outcome of one event doesn't rely on the outcome of another event. So let's look at our first example. We have a letter in the word math is selected at random and a coin is flipped. What is the probability of getting a vowel and landing on tails? So the notation we would write for that is find the probability of getting a vowel and then getting tails. So this is a compound probability because we have two events. First we're going to pull the vowel. What's the probability of that? And then we're going to calculate the probability of getting tails. So the probability of pulling a vowel out of the word math, well, there's only one vowel in math. What's the probability of that? And what's the probability of flipping a coin and getting a tails? So what's the probability of getting the letter A and getting a tails? So let's write the probability of the first event. We have a 1 in 4 chance of getting the letter A. And in our second event, we have a 1 in 2 chance. So when we're working with probabilities, we write fractions and we're going to be multiplying those fractions. So there's a 1 in 8 chance of getting a vowel and then flipping a coin and getting tails. So let's go to our sock drawer. Suppose a sock drawer contains 5 blue socks, 8 green socks, 4 yellow socks, and 3 purple socks. After replacing the first sock, determine the following probabilities. So here's our notation, the probability of getting a green sock and then getting a blue sock. So the first thing we need to know is how many socks are in the drawer. Well, there are 20 socks in the drawer. What's the chance of getting a green sock? Well, how many green socks are there? Well, there's 8 green socks, so there's an 8 in 20 chance of getting a green sock. And then, after I put the socks back, what's the chance of getting a blue sock? Well, how many socks do I have in the drawer? 20. And how many of them are blue? Well, there's 5 blue ones. All right, so there's a 5 in 20 chance there. So when we do probabilities, we write fractions and we multiply. So that's a 1 in 10 chance of getting a green sock, putting it back, and then getting a blue sock. What's the probability of getting a green sock, putting the sock back, and then getting a green sock again? Well, how many socks are in the drawer? There's 20. And how many of them are green? Well, there's 8, so I have an 8 in 20 chance. All right, put the socks back. What's the chance of getting a green one again? Well, how many socks are in the drawer? 20. How many of them are green? 8. So again, there's an 8 in 20 chance. So we write fractions and we multiply. So there's a 4 in 25 chance of doing that. Right? What's the chance of getting a purple sock, putting it back in, and getting a purple socks? Well, how many socks are in the drawer? 20. How many of them are purple? 3. So there's a 3 in 20 chance. Write fractions and multiply. All right, how many socks are in my drawer? 20. How many of them are purple? 3. So 9 out of 400. Not very likely to happen. All right, our next example. A coin is tossed and a die is rolled. Find each probability. So what is the probability of getting a heads and rolling and getting the number 4? What's the probability of that outcome? Well, the probability of getting a heads is 1 out of 2. The probability of rolling a 4 is 1 out of 6. So the probability is a 1 out of 12 that would occur. Our next example, what's the probability of getting a tails and an odd number? Well, let's figure out what's odd numbers. 1's odd, 2's not odd, 3's odd, 4's not odd, 5's odd. All right. So what's the chance of getting a tails and an odd number? Well, the chance of getting tails is 1 out of 2. The chance of rolling an odd number is 3 out of 6. which is 3 out of 12, and we always want to reduce. So it's a 1 in 4 chance. So that's more likely to occur than the first one. All right, what's the chance of getting a heads and a prime number? Prime number, what are prime numbers? Oh, here we go. Hey, that's handy. Okay, so 2 is prime, 3 is prime, 5 is prime. All right, so the chance of getting a heads is 1 out of 2. The chance of rolling a prime number is 3 out of 6. So again, you have a 1 in 4 chance.